Greetings and salutations, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory, your friendly neighborhood armchair philosopher. Got a little blast from the past searching here on YouTube. Do you guys remember a show called The Rolanda Show? Well, anyway, The Rolanda Show had this topic called Where Are All the Good Black Men? Now, if you don't remember Rolanda, it was a daytime talk show airing between 1994 and 1997. And I think I caught a few episodes when maybe it was on days we didn't have school, or maybe we had a half day of school and I came home and turned on the TV and there she was. Well, I was a teenager at this time, maybe 13, 14, so early teens. I'm not sure when this episode aired, but I feel like the issue of where are all the good black men, this issue existed long before I became an adult or even started to date. In a way, I and other brothers inherited this dilemma. And I think our sisters inherited it too. We have basically been recycling the same discussion for 20 plus years. I think in a small way, in a larger way, I can see why the sisters are so upset. It seems as though the black community has sort of a generational curse. It has been said that those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And here's a little sidebar note. Rolanda and shows similar to it discussed this throughout the 90s. I can even tell you back in the day, interracial dating was still sort of a taboo. Even in the so-called PC, socially conscious 90s, you still had that taboo of the interracial relationships. The question I ask is, did we learn our lessons? I remember all of these socially conscious messages throughout the 90s, and we still didn't get it, uphold the black community, uphold black love, uphold black institutions, and of course, we still didn't get it. Even as growing up as a church kid in a somewhat integrated school district, I was exposed to Afrocentric ideas. There were stores here in the STL like Progressive Emporium in the Del Mar Loop. You had, there was even a black-owned bookstore, boutique. What am I trying to say? There's a black bookstore boutique in Union Station. There used to be another black-owned establishment called Legacy, and that was off of Olive. It was a street called Olive in Midland. Legacy Books and Cafe was there, and I remember going to a reading of an author. He actually read the book. It was pretty awesome, and that was like maybe 94, 95. I remember back then too. You had HBCUs heavily promoted. When I was about 12 or 13, the Malcolm X movie was in the movie theater, Spike Lee's Malcolm X movie. Cross colors, it was all these like different colored jeans and the X in there, and it was all pro-black owned, and I remember the African medallions and all of that. I even remember conscious rap with Diggable Planets and Arrested Development. And I'm wondering what happened. What happened to us? So that's just something I think about, like, what on God's green earth happened? Excuse me. Here we seem to be at the start of something, so I can kind of see the frustration and anger of the sisters and the brothers. When all this was going on, we weren't even old enough to date. Like, I'm 36 right now, so we weren't even old enough to partake in the dating and mating game at that point. But now here we are in our 30s, 20s, and 30s, and we're still having the same discussions via YouTube and in real life. What the hell is wrong with us? Tell me what you think in the comment section, or make a video response. Peace. Be easy like Sunday morning.